Today's episode is brought to you by the Be Real Podcasting Network. For more episodes like this, check out BREELnetwork.com.
Fatality.
Hello and welcome to Movie Guys Podcast presents our review of Star Wars Rogue One, starring Felicity Jones, Diego Luna. Is that right? How do you spell this? Felicity Alan. What's
Just keep going.
How do you
Don't ask. Just keep going.
okay? Alan Donnie Yen, and directed by Gareth Edwards. This is Jordan along with Eric and Ed. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. I murdered every single one of those names.
Felicity Jones, Diego Luna, Alan Tudyk, Donnie Yen. Those are the only ones that matter. Forrest Whitaker.
Sure.
Yes. So I'm really excited to talk about this one. I don't know about you guys, but I was more geeked about this one than Force Awakens, if I can show my hand a little early there.
All right.
Really?
All right. Well, keep going then.
I mean, when I first, so when I first heard that Lucas sold out to Disney for billions, I was like, well, that's it. Star Wars is over with. Yay. That means that he can never fuck up anything ever again. That means that, we got the 6 films. The later 3 are nice, kept, locked in a vault. We're over with. I'm good with this. And then the Marvel movie started to get really, really good. And I'm like, oh, something's here. And when they announced Rogue One and the idea behind Rogue One, there wasn't this movie made before. This is all that's right, George Lucas. Oh, thank God. So I'm so excited, so geeked. I was really geeked for episode 7, Force Awakens, but just the story and idea about let's follow somebody else besides the Skywalkers for once. And it was great. And I love the idea. And the trailer came out, and I was even more blown away. So excited to talk about this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you. I mean, like when I first heard that they were doing the story of, obviously it's a little different, but when I first heard they were doing the story of the Bothan spies, I thought that was really fucking cool. Obviously, the movie didn't become that. They didn't mention that, although it was sort of that story. I thought they played, and they did a lot of awesome fanboy stuff in the movie too.
Oh yeah.
Now they've, as we'll talk about them, sure, that they've basically said that anything that's not the original movies or on the Disney Channel doesn't exist. So for that's no longer those things no longer exist. There's no more canon other than what we're telling you. So in the series Rebels on Disney Channel, they have a couple of little cool episodes, couple of things in this movie, like the ship they have is in this movie. It's pretty cool.
And also the Panic Room. Forrest Whitaker, thank you. Forrest Whitaker's character, the guy he played, was also in Star Wars Rebels.
Yes.
Eric, we haven't heard from you yet, but Ed, I'm going to be this guy, and I'm going to school you, because I was wrong. I thought this was about the spies as well, and it's not. Watching episode 4, she does not say many Bothans died. She said that in Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
About how they got the information to destroy the Death Star in Return of the Jedi. I thought it was the same thing too, but it's not.
Oh.
In Return of the Jedi, they said that they had Bothan spies to do it.
She says many Bothan spies have died to retrieve this information. I thought she said that in episode 4. She didn't.
But isn't Return of the Jedi a different Death Star?
It is a different Death Star, but they had to get the information about. See what? Because I went back and rewatched it. They had to figure out how to destroy the shield generator on Endor.
Right.
Mhm.
That's what the Bothan spies were.
So
In episode 4, they were sitting around a room and they were saying, "This is what you have to do." Admiral Akbar, no, not Admiral Akbar, sorry, but another general or whatever in episode 4 said, "This is what you got to do to destroy it." And then Luke's like, "That's no bigger than a wop rat."
yeah.
That does not happen in episode 4, believe it or not.
Huh. I mean, I can't believe I got my Star Wars wrong. I've been rewatching them just because I loved this
Wait,
movie so
what?
much.
That doesn't happen?
She does not say many Bothan spies died in episode 4. She says it in episode 6.
Correct.
Huh.
I don't. What? I'm being quiet because what are you talking about?
Okay.
Like that. Yeah. But. Okay. Back to Rogue One though. Okay.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, okay, I'm sorry. That's what we're talking about because Ed was saying about Bothan spies.
They're
I
different Death
thought
Stars.
this was
though.
about it. No, I know that, but when Ed
Oh.
was saying Bothan spies, I thought this movie was about those spies, and then when I came home, I was like, they said nothing about Bothans in Rogue One.
Well, you know
I
what?
come back,
You probably
and I got
just
fucked up.
made the next movie plot then. Like instead of Rogue One, it's gonna be
I guess.
Bothan spies. Star Wars.
There
Bothan
you go.
spies. That would probably be that's gonna be the next one after episode 8 here.
And again, they kill everybody.
They do. So, Eric, what's your history of this one? Were you as geeked as I and Ed was?
I was very skeptical about this movie. I was just like, okay, so I understand what it's about, but I don't feel for Jyn Erso at all. Like I understand, but like I just don't see her as kind of a believable character. And after seeing it, I stand by it. I do. I'll go into it. I was very entertained by the movie. I liked the movie very much. I'm not saying that to discredit it at all. But it's got a lot to live up to in the world. In the story, I thought it was. I knew where it was. I thought it was a great, actually, story for a plot. To do this, it's fucking radical. And we get Darth Vader. Who doesn't love Darth Vader? He's a badass. And just the way that they introduced the characters, I was just kind of like, okay. We have the top dog, Cassian, who comes down. He's like, hey, I'm the cool guy. You can tell because I have the scruff, I have the hair, and you're the damsel, and we don't get along, and that's just gonna build tension. And then we have the comedy relief in K2SO, who actually was the lead fucking character in my movie. This was his movie, not anyone else's movie.
He was really good. He was really good.
Characters aside, I'm not going for characters. I'm going for the story, and it was awesome as far as the story goes. I feel not only did it establish its own storyline, but it patched up a lot of any questions that you would have had in the original 3 or maybe the first 2. Just anything about that. I thought that was really great how they did that. Obviously, a big part was always the weakness of the Death Star. How could you make a Death Star, blah, 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 and have it with these weaknesses? How about, and then they explained it right ahead. The engineer of it never wanted to do this in the first place. He went against his will, and he secretly made this these openings to channel a fusion, a reaction, and just chain reaction, just kind of go off and just blow up everything. Excellent how they did that. I thought it was fantastic. But again, just like these characters, I wasn't feeling it too much.
Yeah, I mean, I want to agree with you. Like every single nerd argument I've ever had about this movie that doesn't go into things like Kevin Smith talks about, like the union workers and how much it fucking costs to build the Death Star and all that stuff. But it's been like it was the plot holes. Why is there a giant hole that the Empire didn't see? That by the way, just destroyed the whole thing. Like that's the biggest plot hole in the entire series. Now the fact that they just did it again, but at the same time. But at the same time, it gives you that argument. You no longer can have that debate. And I also agree with you that I think the characters, I didn't feel connected to these characters at all. I loved the story, But I think I loved the story because I'm such a fucking Star Wars geek. Like, I just love the fact that anything Star Wars. You know, I just immediately give it 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of enjoyment.
No force, no lightsabers. Instead of if you only in Darth Vader. It's the only time you ever
Right.
saw it. No force,
Well,
so it's a different type, very different type of Star Wars.
Well, the Ip Man, I forget what his name is in this movie, but the guy that played the Ip
Donnie
Man.
Yen is
Yeah.
Chirrut.
Yeah, he uses the Force, but not in the sense that like
Anyway.
you're accustomed to. You know, he's like, I'm one with the Force is with me.
He's like a follower. He's not a disciple. He's just a follower type thing.
Yeah,
Which
and
was
I love the
cool.
fact that they talked about the kyber crystals.
Yeah, that was.
You know
great.
what I mean? You know, and that the of course, who would be the two people in the world that would be able to know that the kyber crystal temple existed, number one, and know what they could use it for, and want to destroy it so that you can't make any more lightsabers?
Yeah.
The Emperor and Darth Vader. They're both former Jedi. They're both Sith. So they know the temple's there. They know what kyber crystals are, and they don't want anybody to be able to make lightsabers ever again. And they know that this can help. That this can help the Death Star. So that was brilliant on my part. That story was flawless. I thought. I just didn't like the characters that much.
Wow, so we could not be at two different spectrums here. I love the story. The story is amazing, but this is some of the best characters ever in a Star Wars movie.
I'll
I
explain,
guess we saw something different.
I'll explain why. I'll explain why. A few different things. One, it started off with building up a lot of good foreshadowing in Jyn Erso, and I get it. A girl, her family ran away, obviously from something. Empire comes to retrieve the father. She has to escape. The wife was killed. Okay. Not anything like it's original, but it's fine. It's Star Wars and it's tragedy and it's plot points and developing in character. I get it. Um, it's the part where it suddenly just fast forwards because I went from feeling bad for her to like, oh, are you different now? Because I was sympathy for her. She's humanized. I get but then all of a sudden, like, there wasn't really a direct purpose for revenge on her part. Like you can tell that she wasn't like completely hanging on to it. And we're at a point right now where it picks up after the gap in years from her going to child to adult, uh, you know, kid to rebel. She's like an outlaw now. She's in prison. She's been jailed, and so she's going on to a labor camp type thing. And so she's supposed to be more rough, more gritty, type thing. So usually those characters are like kind of more silent. She really goes from like not giving a shit at all to being like, oh, what are you guys doing again? Yeah, I guess I'm on board. Yeah, I know you kidnapped me and I just want to get my freedom, but you know what? I'm on board because we have hope, and I have hope. I think we can do this. Hey, you know what? Suddenly we're on board. What do we have left to do, guys? We really got to do this. It's like, hey, didn't we just pick you up like yesterday? And like from rescue from prison like yesterday, and now
No.
you're just like, that's where just like where does this optimism come from? Actually, this was all put into a video from YouTuber Jenny Nicholson. She's like just kind of like a resident nerd chick on YouTube. Great videos, but she pretty much puts light at this where she's just like, yeah, like Jyn Erso out of nowhere, which comes from like this hard, fucking rough, militant kind of girl who was raised by outlaws and a pack of wolves, to suddenly just being like, yeah, you know what, for the better, right, everybody? We gotta do it. And
No.
that's
I-
kind of what I felt, and just like, why, like, where is this coming from? I get it, like what they wanted to do. She's moved by her father. Her father is still alive. Her father was taken against his will. He loves her very much. I've never stopped loving you. But like this and that, I get that. But it was already after the fact where she was just like, you know what, I'm on board. Like that should have been a more emotional scene, I feel, in her development for her to be like, holy shit, like, or maybe like something else exposed her. She found something else, maybe in the crystal that her mom gave her, uh, where it really moves her to be like, okay, now I'm moved to do whatever I need to do and whatever it takes to completely do the mission to take down the Empire. I'm moved by that rather than just being like, yeah, I mean, you guys helped me out of prison.
No, okay. So first of all, she's Bruce Wayne. That's exactly who this chick is. We saw the same exact story in Batman Begins in 2005. She
That
is a
explains why I
little-
hated it.
Oh, stop it. I mean, like, instead of a little boy, it's a little girl, but she sees her parents get killed. She thinks her dad's dead. And, she saw her mom get killed, but she thinks her dad's dead.
Okay.
She gets picked up by Forrest Whitaker. He's going to train her and be an outlaw and all this kind of stuff. So then we jump forward 15 years, and she's now in prison. There's no difference than what it was with Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins. And she did have motivation. No, because here's the thing on this, though, is that she did have a reason. She never cared about the rebellion to the last planet, what I call the island planet. I forget what they called it in the movie. But, guys, think about this. She did not know that her father was still alive. She did not know her father was still alive after she got kidnapped by the rebels. The rebels said, hey, you know this guy, which I can't say his name, Saul. Is that right? Forrest Whitaker.
Saw Gerrera, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They're like, you know this guy, right? We know who you are, that you know who this guy is. We need to talk to this guy so we can find your supposed father. And she doesn't believe that her father's alive. So she goes along with it. It takes them to Saul. And then once she takes him to Saul, she's checked out until she sees the message from her father, knowing that he's still alive, and she has motivation to go save him. That's when it changes. That makes perfect sense to me. And that's a great character arc for her. And the way it goes and plays out at the end is even a better. Every character had an arc. The only issue that I had with this movie, the only one, is the main guy. I'm sorry, what's his name? I'm terrible at names.
Cassian Andor, her
Cassian,
opposite.
The Han Solo ripoff guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We first introduced him, right? We get first introduced to him on this trading planet that's straight out of Guardians of the Galaxy. And he murders a guy. He murders his informant. And I know throughout the movie, they say, well, are rebels as good as, rebels have done as many terrible things as the Empire, so are we just as bad? Whatever. But he murders this guy in cold blood, and he escapes. So why does he hesitate to kill Jen's father is totally beyond me. He had a shot. It was in his character to do it. He had no reason not to do it. That's the only issue I had with this movie, was because he had no reason not to pull the trigger when he finally confronted her. But she had a good arc.
I had thought the only reason why he didn't is it was because of the scope scenes. When we saw the scope down scenes, because you could see what the hell's his name? Whatever the hell. Hans Urso, is that his name? Han Urso?
Who?
The dad.
The dad, Galen.
Oh, geez, way off. Oh yeah, Galen Urso here. I'm thinking of the actor's name, Mads Mikkelsen.
I just call him LaShifra.
Anyway, those scope down scenes, I think, just because every time they showed those, it showed him, Galen Urso, in conflict with the Empire. And so I think that he was merely kind of observing just kind of like, oh wait, there's something going on here, type thing. So that's what I took from that. And you know what? I'm glad that you were talking about stood up for Jane Urso, because in that case, what I think they could have done was made her a little bit more resistant towards anything rebellion. I thought she's a little bit too cutesy for it. She's just like, well, I don't want to go, and well, we're going. She's like, oh, well, I don't want to, but I'll go anyway.
She was Disneyfied.
Yeah, I guess.
No. We'll see what happens to Rey in episode 8.
She wasn't as rugged. Now, I wanted more rugged, I guess. If she's gonna be a suicide bomber. And by the way, too, speaking of suicide bomber, Saw Gerrera, everyone's leaving. He's just like, you know what? I think I'll stay here.
I've fought long enough.
The ship is right here. So like we're all ready. We can jump on. We can leave right now. So you know what? I'm all right. I think I'll just stay right here. He's like, what the fuck? Get on the ship. Like, what are you talking about? You're done fighting.
Yeah, that's like I think.
Soldier, piece of shit.
I think based on the comments we're all making and talking about, I want to just sort of add that if you guys remember the previews, there were a lot of things that were in the previews that were not in this movie, particularly the earlier previews. So Here's my thoughts on it. I think they left a lot of character development on the cutting room floor because I think they changed the movie. Not that the ending had to be, and I'm pretty sure that always was.
No,
But
it
at the
wasn't.
same, well, I know that like the original ending, they all died, then they changed. Disney made them change it, and they're like, no, we can't change it back. So they changed it back. But like, I think that they had to have changed it to make it. And this movie was really dark. Like this movie to me, you could basically take this story and put it into any war movie. It's just the fact that they took a war story and made it Star Wars related. You know what I mean? I don't think this is a kids movie. I think this has got to be like a PG-13 at least. But at
It
the
is.
same, is it? So what my thoughts are is I think they had to have left a lot of development on the cutting room floor because they changed the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's like the thing where Jane Urso in the preview says, well, I'm a rebel. That's what we do. We rebel,
We
or you're rebels, or
rebel. Yeah.
yeah. You know what I
Fucking
mean?
hated that.
She
Oh, I hated
it,
that.
yeah, but at the same time, I think that they had a different direction for where they were going with the movie in its entirety. I don't know that to be fact. I haven't read anything on it. It just feels that way. That like they made a much darker movie, and they had how many months of reshoots? They had a lot of
Ed,
reshoots.
Ed,
You
you're
know what I
not
mean?
wrong at all. Ed, I'm sorry to cut you off. You're not wrong
That's
at
fine.
all. Gareth Edwards. I did a lot of research on this. I listened to other podcasts to prepare for our show. Gareth Edwards delivered them an R-rated cut. That's
Really?
exactly
Okay.
what happened.
Is that,
Oh,
is
yeah.
that what you think would happen?
No, that's not what think. That's straight from Garrett's mouth. He was like, I gave them the movie that I wanted to make. He gave them a very dark adult Star Wars with more Vader. An
That's
R-rated cut.
that's exactly what was missing from this fucking movie. I can tell you
Mm-hmm.
that, boys. And I
And
think we all agree.
Disney said no. So they said we got to do reshoots. And in the reshoots, everybody died but her.
Oh.
And then
Oh.
Garrett Edwards, the director, said that doesn't make sense. She has to die. Everybody has to die because then everybody's going to say, "Well, why is she talked about episodes 4, 5, and 6?" So they negotiated. They put a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor, but the end of the negotiation was everybody will die at the end, but an honorable death, not you know. But the one thing that he did leave in that you guys will call bullshit on, but he did it, that Disney never caught, was the homosexual couple, which is brilliant in how the director did that. I love it.
Are you talking about between
Whoa.
Donnie Yen and what? the
I'm talking.
Hawaiian dude, the blind guy and the Hawaiian dude with the gun?
Yes, absolutely. They are partners. Yes.
Shut the
What
fuck
what
up,
leads you
dude.
what leads you to think that they're bros?
Ed, stop it.
What?
What I don't what? I mean, if they're gay, they're gay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't see that at all.
Yeah, I
Uh,
didn't, where'd you get
Where
that?
are you coming up with this?
They are holding hands in one scene.
When he's dying. I would hold
Not
your
when he's
hand if
dying.
you were fucking dying, but that doesn't mean I want to kiss you.
That's not what it was. That's not what it was. In the beginning, before we get that awesome
Shut
tank battle,
up.
it's true. I'm not lying to
Pigs.
you at all.
Pixar, it didn't happen. Oh my
Okay.
god, you seriously? You're gonna give me a reason to watch this movie again now? Like
Yes.
I'd go to
Yes.
I'm gonna before
When
the
it
movie starts, I have to get up in front of the theater. Like, hey everybody, just to make sure at this mark, if everyone could just make sure or tell me after the movie any scene that you see these two holding hands.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a very good example, okay? We're bros. Fine. I believe in the Force. You two don't believe in the Force. You two are the Hawaiian guy, right? So I go out into battle, nothing's shooting at me at all, and eventually I get killed or I'm dying, right? Are you going to sit here and say that you're going to sit there and go without any kind of romantic love, completely change the way that you feel about things, and that you
No,
are now
wait
one
a
with the
minute. You're
Force?
skipping over
Come
something. You're
on.
skipping over something. When they're sitting in prison, in Saw Gerrera's prison, he says, the blind dude says, and he used to be the most firm believer of all of us
He
until
used to
things
be.
changed. So like he's still a guardian of the Kyber Temple, but he because that's his calling, that's his job. But he no longer believes in the Force.
When it comes out in Blu-ray, I'm telling you, you guys are going to tell me I'm right.
I
Those two characters are gay lovers. I'm telling you.
Have you seen the movie Your Highness with Danny McBride and James Franco?
I will never see that movie.
It's a pretty
No.
fucking funny movie. It's ridiculous. There's a part in that movie where one of the bad guys, Damian Lewis, you know him from, what's that? Homeland,
Okay.
Okay.
the red-haired guy. You know.
Yeah.
There's a part where he and James Franco are fighting, and James Franco bests him. And as he's dying, both of them, James Franco over him holding hands because they were once allies. Damian Lewis is like, "Oh, my final words. I just have to tell you that I love you." Fabios is the guy's name, and James Franco is just like, "Oh man, like two adult friends love each other as friends." He goes, "No, as a man loves another man." And I feel like that's what you just described right there, where it's just like,
I'm telling you. It will happen, but that's okay. That's the way I took it. That's my opinion, though. I think that it's there. I don't think it's blatant. I don't think the director's saying, "Hey guys, look, these two are gay." I think that there are
yeah,
subtle hints
Star
to
Trek
it.
did it, so now we got to do it.
Hey, I'm just saying it could be. It could be. That's just the way I interpret it.
Well,
What I
all
did
right.
not. So
Go ahead.
pretty much okay. So the next one is I want to talk about Vader. I don't want to talk about the end with Vader. I don't want to talk about that yet. I kind of want to tease that to the end with a review. But did they show too much on Mustafar with Vader in taking a bath? I mean, they showed a lot of Vader before the outfit.
Yeah, they kind of made him look like a bitch at the beginning.
Well, I mean, what's what he that's that's Vader. Like that's I mean, you got a horribly, you know, cut up and singed. Like the dude's missing body parts. The dude like is lucky he still has midichlorians.
No, I was just shocked that they showed so much, and I was also shocked that Vader didn't like the Death Star to begin with. He was like, "Oh, tell him it was a mining accident." Like,
No. He's doing that because they're trying to hide the Death Star. Because they remember in the first scene when they're all together in the Death Star in A New Hope, they say, "Well, we don't have to worry about the Senate anymore because the Emperor just dissolved the Senate." But at this point, they still have it. They still have the Senate.
Yeah.
So they're trying to
Yeah.
hide it because they still have votes. They still have all this shit. You know what I mean? Because they can kill it.
Yeah.
which is
by
funny.
the
though,
way, how
because
you
it's been
hide a
18
multi-quintillion dollar enterprise from even the Emperor, how you hide it is beyond me.
Oh, that's easy. I mean, the answer is right there in the people who are controlling it. You put it on the dark side.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there you
As I was saying, everybody, and good night, and thank you everybody for joining us, Movie Guys Podcast.
go.
That's it.
The only thing that sucks about the whole Senate disbanding part is this is literally 18 years. This is like a week or maybe a few days before part 4. It has been 18 years since episode 3. It has taken 18 years to dissolve the Senate. I don't know. This Emperor is pretty evil and badass, and plus he has Vader on his side. They just wiped away an entire. They just wiped away all the Jedi's. 18 years in the past. You're gonna tell me that there's still a Senate now? I don't know. It seems a little fishy to me. That seems like they didn't get all their ducks in a row.
But think about where episode 3 left off. I mean, this is just after the Clone Wars had happened, so they had reestablished a new form of government just because they were fighting. They used the clones. They used the clone armies
Mhm.
to attack. So
Yeah.
so
So
it's still there, or at least remnants of it. It may be not be at full gale force like it was in episode 1, but I mean,
it's there.
that's probably because we didn't see any of the Gungans.
Nobody wants to see the Gungans. Nice.
Misa's so glad there's no Gungans.
Me so glad that this ending battle on the island planet is the greatest battle in ever for Star Wars. This
Oh
is the
my God, it
greatest
is.
and I always was Empire Strikes Back was my favorite Star Wars movie. Rogue One is now my favorite Star Wars movie,
Damn.
and I
What?
Big talk.
thought Hoth, the Battle of Hoth, would never be beat. This topped it. The last 40 minutes is the greatest roller coaster adrenaline rush ride I've ever been on this year. This is a great way to end the year. This ending battle is amazing from start to finish. It was great.
And can I add how awesome it was that they had the original Red Leader and Gold Leader, even though they're both dead, or the Red Leader is, Gold Leader's not, playing their same parts in this movie.
It's actually the original parts. Because guess what? Mind blown.
Yeah, they just
Red
CGI'd
Leader-
it and used. Yep.
No. Red Leader and Gold Leader, those were actual original shots from episode 4 that were not used for the final cut.
Oh.
You know what? I saw the title of that article and didn't read it. I'm glad. I'm sorry I didn't.
So every time you saw Red Leader and Gold Leader, that was the stuff that Lucas originally filmed in 1977, 76, whatever. And there was this left in the archives, and they just sliced them in there.
That's pretty sweet.
You know what's
They-
not
you
a
know-
little? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
They did a lot of research to go into this movie because I read another article where Gareth Edwards went to Lucas Ranch, whatever the heck it's called, Skywalker Ranch, and went through the archives and watched every single second of episode 4. Watched every single second of what was released, what was not released, every cut, every take. Watched them all so that he can get this movie right.
Yeah. No, and he did the right choice on it. What he didn't do the right choice on was the terrible CG over the face. I can't forget the guy's name, but the guy who says in episode 4, "You may fire when ready."
You
That
didn't.
guy, the old guy.
No.
General Tarkin, you didn't
Yeah,
like
you
him?
didn't like General Tarkin?
I like him. I didn't like the CG makeup. I was ready to bring out my Xbox One controller. He looked like that.
They did
I mean, that
a
was-
pretty fucking good job.
Yeah.
Like, given the circumstances, and it couldn't have been anyone else. It could not have been
No.
anyone else. It had to
No,
have
you're
been.
right. It couldn't have been anybody else. But it's just the way it was. Just didn't look right.
What did you want them to do? Throw a random guy in there? No.
Leia looked worse.
Leia looked awful, but
No,
you know-
no. She looked a lot better than what we have right now. If
Well,
you were to
that's-
if you were to get what we have now, and then that, I would bang the computer one.
well,
Fair
this
enough.
was also 30 years or 40 years ago, bro. She was hotter then.
Yeah, so like I'm just saying, like given what the movie is and what is demanded, I think they did a pretty good job. Disney was probably just like, you know what, we got it, and they did. Like that, the way that it moved, you could tell. I understand that, but like, be honest, when Tarkin first came up, you actually had to do kind of a double take, right? You had to be like, wait,
I was
yeah,
impressed.
that's CGI. Like,
I was impressed. 'cause-
that's kind of
oh,
what
yeah.
it was, yeah. And then when it came around, you were looking extra hard for Leia when it turned around for her because you thought, okay, well, are they going to use the same thing? Are they going to use the same CGI, or are they going to actually have Carrie Fisher there? Who just, oh, thank you, you got the plans.
What did they bring us? Hope.
Well, you know what I got to do? I got to go back and watch this movie again in theaters without my Movie Guys podcast classes on, because I guess when I saw that originally, I was like, oh, God, the CG was not that good. But you know what? You guys were saying it. I got to give it another shot out.
I mean, just
But-
like, we all have small gripes, but the movie's still like I would say again, yeah, that end battle scene was fucking legit. I didn't realize that the Empire, for their archives, just had a huge skyscraper full of hard disks. Like,
Right?
They put VHS tapes and a satellite DirecTV dish on top
No.
of with the VHS tape, a VCR.
oh yeah, that's right. They just had like a beta player there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I understand it was a long time ago, but
That's actually another thing I wanted to bring up since you brought that up, Eric. I'm sorry. What was the main guy, the Han Solo ripoff's name again?
Cassian.
yeah.
Cassian. I gotta get that. Cassian. That was another scene that was actually compromised. In the original cut, Caspian fell to his death.
Oh, really?
He fell all the way down to his death. You never saw his death. He fell, kind of like how Han Solo fell. He just fell down to an endless bottom pit. He just fell.
Hmm.
Or
That's
or Darth Maul.
Yes. Yes. He
Did you see
fell
what it did
all the
there?
way down.
Some
That's
out of the two people that fell, one of them survived.
Yes. So that's the original cut of him doing that. What was the robot's name? K what?
K2SO.
Yeah, K2SO. Played by Alan Tudyk, everybody.
Who I
What a
love.
What a sad death. What a brutal death.
Hon-
Well, he died
Honorable
actually
enough.
the most epically. Yeah, the most. He saved them.
No, I know he saved them, but what a brutal death. He was getting shot from every direction, holes being blown in him. If he wasn't a robot, oh my God.
That
Woo.
makes my two favorite characters of his that died sad deaths, by the way.
Who was the other one?
I'm like a leaf.
Yeah, I'm like a leaf on the wind.
Yeah.
Watch how I splat. You know, he gets impaled by the Reavers.
Oh.
Firefly.
Firefly, man.
Serenity, yeah.
I only know him as the pirate in Dodgeball.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah, right.
But you can't dodge gun blaster fire or giant
can't.
Reaver spears.
He's good. King Candy in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes.
Have some candy.
Oh, that's him, huh?
Yeah.
Apparently, and I
he's
tweeted
voice
this
actor.
earlier. Alan Tudyk, he what do I say? Auditioned for this role from Nathan Fillion's house.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Nice.
Everyone loves Alan Tudyk. He's such range. So,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what they say is that two dicks are better than one. So,
I also love the fact that they took a scene from Spaceballs and they had a big, huge force field over the planet with a little tiny hole
yep.
for the atmosphere.
Mhm.
Loved it. The space battle was great. The ending battle was great. Since I did not know that everybody was going to die because I walked in here thinking, okay, it's a Star Wars, it's a Disney movie.
Disney.
The
yeah.
main character, the main characters are not going to die. They're not parents, so they're clearly safe. Because if you're a parent in Disney, you're dead. So I mean, like, there's this.
He's right.
But I was shocked, and how she dies at the end with him. Oh God, because there was a scene that was cut out that I wish they kept in, but there was a scene in the trailer where she's running down the beach carrying the hard drive, and that scene's not in the movie. And I just wanted more. I did not want this ending battle to end. I didn't. It was great.
It felt like Deep Impact. You guys ever see Deep Impact?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where the daughter, what's her name? I can't remember her name. And her dad, they die on the beach together. That looked Téa Leoni.
Yeah, Téa Leoni.
Yeah. But reminded me of that. I mean, you know, other than a few early plot building points, you know, that I thought they left out, I thought everything up to, you know, like what we're talking about, like when you get to the end battle, I thought that's the greatest thing I've ever seen in a Star Wars, in any Star Wars. It's the best battle, you know, the best like space battle, and a huge nod to those guys for actually bringing in Knights of the Old Republic with the fucking Hammerhead Corvette.
Yeah, that was tight.
By the way,
Yeah.
they brought in the ship. They brought in the ship from Knights of the Old Republic to basically be the hero. And then, of course, there's the part that we're all going to talk about. The greatest 5 minutes in the entire Star Wars franchise
Yeah.
is Darth Vader just fucking wrecking shit. When he shows up and realizes what's happened, and he just gets pissed. And he just, you can just sort of, not that you can see it in his eyes because he doesn't have them, but, you know, you can just sort of see it in what happens. Like, and then, you know, and then you get the the pilots and everything, the guys are on the spaceship, you know, they go, and just the fear in their eyes when they see that red lightsaber and they realize, oh my God, it's Darth Vader. And then he starts to just force pull guns and fucking throw people in the air. And I feel like I'm playing Battlefront.
Yeah.
It was
amazing.
Amazing.
This was the most brutal I have ever seen Vader. I want more of this.
I want more.
This was great.
Make a rated. You know what? Disney, do that. If you could. Oh Jesus! Can we get this? Everyone listening right now, if we could really do this, I would love this. If we could get on board, I'm almost willing to start a petition for this. For it, if Disney could make a standalone Vader movie, that would be fantastic. If they could make it R-rated, that'd be even better. Because I think I think they wanted to do, aside from the sequences, besides 8 and 9, there was talks because they want to keep this going after the 6. They just have so much success and there's so much more to do. I think a standalone.
And so much more money to make.
Yeah. I think a standalone Obi-Wan movie is going to be coming soon.
Well, from what I've been reading, and this is through Nerdist and a couple other places, The reason that they haven't started talking about, the reason they haven't followed through and started developing an Obi-Wan movie is because they're not done telling his story yet.
Yes, I actually heard that.
Okay.
So that implies that there will have more, that he will have more to do in 8 and 9, and there is a rumor that there's that for stage, for like what was brought on, that they had Yoda props brought in for 8, and that Ewan McGregor was brought in for 8. It's been not
Ooh.
confirmed, but that's through like Nerdist
Some
and through a
leaks.
couple of other Nerdist. I trust Nerdist with my life when it comes to this stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure Chris Hardwick. Anything that he says is
Well, I mean, he's
it's
sold. He has
passion.
sold Nerdist. Yeah,
Oh well, anyone
it's
working with Nerdist, I mean, it's a
yes.
passion project that they do, especially when it comes to something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I trust them implicitly when it comes to this kind of stuff.
That'd be great.
So I do think we'll see it.
The only thing I could add to this is Disney has said, people in Disney have said they wanted to see. The reason why we haven't had Han Solo or Yoda or Obi-Wan yet is because they wanted to see what Rogue One would do. Nothing really has been successful outside of Star Wars besides the main saga, the episodes, the Skywalker family. Everything else has been kind of mediocre or terrible.
Because George Lucas made a fucking Christmas special and then an Ewok special.
They wanted
holiday special, I think.
Yes.
Right? Confirmed they don't celebrate Christmas on Endor.
Yeah.
But
they wanted to see if this was going to be successful, and clearly it is. And I heard the next one's actually going to be a Han Solo movie.
yeah,
I think that's confirmed if I remember right. They've already hired a couple people.
Yeah, they've already did Donald Glover, Childish Gambino to do Lando Calrissian.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I would still, but I mean, like these are all possibilities of what we could very well see within the next 10 years here. I mean, they pretty much we got 2 movies down out of a 6-year plan. So we have 4 more years of 4 Star Wars movies to come out still.
Yeah, I think they're doing 8 and then Han Solo 1 and then 9 and then Han Solo 2, right?
I heard it was 8 Han Solo, 9, and then Yoda. That's what I was, but it doesn't matter.
Well, everything's up in the air, and then after that, they could easily do other series. I would even imagine if Disney wanted to hop on kind of the on-demand bandwagon, that they could make like a 10-episode miniseries, and then just release.
I absolutely see an ABC series in the future.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's very possible too. And you might be surprised if they put the budget into it, because but I don't know, because I think that they make obviously more money doing movies than they would anything else. I heard that on their first day it was at 72 million.
I hadn't looked because I thought maybe you guys had more.
I have a box office here. The budget was estimated at around 200 million. It is.
Jesus.
That's a lot of fucking money. 200 million. Opening weekend damn near came close to it.
Oh my God.
155 million for opening weekend.
God. And it's been cold and rainy in the United States.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a holiday. You're releasing it on a holiday, which is arguably the busiest, aside from summer blockbusters. But
so real quick, let's talk about theater experiences before we get into ratings. I saw it twice. The first time I went to a midnight showing down in Pittsburgh. The Westgate Cinema down there is just excuse me, not Westgate. AMC Waterfront is just an incredible place. So plug to them. I saw it. It was a midnight showing. We walked in a half an hour early for an IMAX 3D, and we still had to sit in the front row. So when I say front row, I mean we were the front row. You had to move your head left or right whenever there was stuff on the screen. And then I took it, and then I went and saw it on Sunday again with my dad. I took my dad to see it, and he loved it just as much as we all did, talking about it.
Yeah, mine was very simple. I went to my local Cinemark theater like I always do, Sunday at 10 a.m. with my dad, my brother, his wife, and my wife, and it was a packed theater. We got there 45 minutes before, and thank God we did because people were sitting in the aisleway. Well, the the steps to walk up. Yeah. Crowd was not very enthused. I was the only guy that was a nerd in the theater, clearly. Because when Leia because when Leia popped up, I was like, oh no, and I just sat back down because everybody looked at me. So
I will say this: there were a lot of people that I overheard in the theater saying, "Well, so where's the Jedi? What happened? Where's that girl from the last one?" They had no idea what this movie was.
Oh wow.
clearly.
Mm.
What about you? What about you, Eric? Was it a very simple experience as well?
It was a party. A group of us. First off, we had all pre-ordered our tickets like in a week or so in advance. They weren't pre-selected seats. I did not know that. But yeah, we went in there. We got real fucking high, and we walked
Fuck
in.
a guy high?
Oh yeah. Oh, plenty. Three guys. But we walked in about maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes early. Sat right down, no problem. We went to a very quiet theater that I didn't even know was open. Like
Nice.
I didn't know it was there. It like just opened. The theater's like a year old. So yeah, and everyone was just enjoying the movie, pretty much. And when the Darth Vader scene came on and it ended, everyone loved it. Everyone was just woo. I mean, big. Everyone loved that fucking scene. You could tell everyone was just like, that's what we came for. Worth the money I paid for. Worth the $11. Thank you very much. Have a good night. I don't need to see anything else. I don't give a shit.
Movie
I
over.
was waiting for Jar Jar to pop up anywhere in the movie, so that because we all of us had planned it out. If we saw any Gungan, then we would all go, yeah! Just kind of just like go crazy with it. But nope, I didn't. It's a Gungan free movie right there. But whatever.
Damn,
We
that
got
sucks.
R2. R2 solidifies his reign in all the movies, right?
And C-3PO.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both of them do, don't they?
Yep. They're both in it for 10. They're in there for 5 seconds.
Yeah, but hey, they're there. All right, well, Eric, you came up with a new rating system. Can you tell everybody who is listening and to us what this new rating system is?
We're doing the money one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So basically, we take the cost of the movie, the ticket that we had spent on this, and we rate it throughout that cost of the movie. Is it worth the full amount of the ticket to go buy it? And we give it the full dollar amount. This one, like, we'll say average. Like, I paid like $11 for this movie. I don't know what you guys paid for, but we'll do like $10 was the agreed
Sorry.
upon, or like
10 bucks.
Yeah, I think $10. We rounded it to $10, being $10, or for an incredible movie, we were doing $15 for IMAX, even if it
Yeah.
didn't show in IMAX.
But yeah, pretty much going up there. And if it was anything less, like, you know what, it was good, but I'd pay like $5 for this movie. Usually means that you would pay like $5 to rent it on iTunes or like on Amazon or something like that, or on video on demand. Or if you're just like, you know what, $0, then I'll just wait for it to come out on Netflix or stream, on cable or something like that. So pretty much that's how we're gonna go. What, in terms of dollars, is this movie worth to spend for you to go spend it on? That's the new rating system that we're gonna be doing. What's it worth to you, the
All right.
consumer? How much money you gonna be spending? How much money you want to save? Is it gonna be worth your time?
Since the rate, since the highest for IMAX, whatever, is 15, that's what I'm going to go with. This is the greatest movie of the year for me. This is the highlight of the year for me. The year started good with Star Wars on our first year, and now the movies, that was 15. The year started great with Deadpool, and it's going to end wonderful for me with Star Wars. This is the best battle of all time in Star Wars. First Star Wars movie of all time, and this is the best Star Wars movie of all time. This is amazing. It had everything going for it. I thought the acting was great. I thought the special effects was great. Vader was great. The ending battle, the last 40 minutes, was amazing. Who would have thought the director who did Monsters and the mediocre Godzilla was arguably one of the greatest Star Wars movies of all time? Great movie. $15 IMAX. Go see it now.
I will. While I agree with your grade, and I will give it the $15 IMAX rating as well. I'd say I'd spend $15, and I did twice. But you know, I'm nowhere near as in love with this movie as you are, Jordan. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, of all of them, I say it's either third or fourth in my book. I think it's the second most well made in terms of like filmmaking and acting and stuff, but they just don't give you enough. They give you as much backstory as you have in four, learning who these characters were. You know what I mean? Like you don't know anything about them. They try to tell you, but they just don't develop it. They throw you in there and just say, "Oh, now she's a rebel hero." You know, but the ending battle, the Vader, and the nostalgia purpose, the how I got a nerd boner the whole time. You know, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. IMAX theater. Here we go.
It's kind of weird when I say this because I enjoyed the movie, every bit of it, except for again the few characters who I was just like, man, like I could take you or leave you. I really, and it's not like it's their fault. It's not like the writing. I don't know. I just maybe too much was cut after talking about it with you guys. Right? Maybe too much was cut out to maybe me just not feel disconnected. And I'm not knocking on the movie whatsoever. I liked the movie very much. I thought it was great. I think that the way that I'm just not in a rush, or it would encourage anyone to rush to go see it. The way that I can best describe this movie is like this year's Christmas. Is that I like it, I enjoy it, and I know that it's here, but I just don't have the spirit. Like something is just missing in this part where it's just like, I don't know what it is. Um, that's basically what it is. But after talking about it, I kind of want to see the movie again. To be honest with you, um, I would say that it's worth the movie to go see it. I wouldn't see it in IMAX or anything like that. But man, those fight scenes are pretty cool. It's worth to go see it, everybody. But I paid $10 at my theater or $11 at my theater, and I would pay just that. I wouldn't pay anything overboard for like the Uber Deluxe D box, real D, oh my god surround sound or anything like that. I'd say just watch it as is and you'd be having a good time.
Oh, I'll
But
give you the real D.
yeah, thank you.
Nice.
But I mean the movie is clearly worth it for the fight scenes and for the Vader and for the continuation or the starting point of four. So I'd say definitely go see it. But um, yeah, I guess $10, 10, $11 is what I paid for it, and I'm alright with that. I'm not cool with $15 in IMAX. I don't think it's worth an IMAX. But I definitely do think it's worth a watch, for sure.
Awesome. Well, that concludes our review of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. But this is not the last review of the year. We still got one more episode, and it is Passengers, which I'm really, really excited for. Passengers. I like myself some sci-fi, so I don't know about you guys, but I'm
Yeah.
geeked as hell to go see this one.
This will be good.
Passengers will be our last movie of the 2016 year, and to kick off 2017, Resident Evil Final Chapter. Yay!
Ugh.
Calm down.
Oh God, they haven't been good since the first one. So, but anyway, thank you so much for listening to this episode. We appreciate it like always. Thank you for having a wonderful year with us. And we hope you guys enjoyed our last episode, our 1 year anniversary. I had a great time. I'm sure you guys did.
It's good.
Thank you, Tony Pacos, by the way, for having us
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and cigars
and for
beer.
ripping Jordan's butthole.
That was funny. But anywho,
Inside joke, but still very literal.
make sure to check us out at movieguyspodcast.com. Check us out at BeRealNetwork.com, the network that sponsors us and other shows that are just amazing to check out. Also, make sure to search for us on iTunes, Movie Guys Podcast, or work. So until next week, Eric and Ed, thank you for joining me.
See ya.